Brian Urlacher, one of my favorite players of all time, one of the greatest linebackers in Chicago Bears history, including NFL history. A man with freakishly tight and raw ability talent that he had in the beginning of his career to being the NFC champion back in 2006, have been in two NFC championship games and one Super Bowl, unfortunately not winning one. Brian Urlacher has been somewhat of a controversy since he had an issue regards to his son's mother a couple of years ago, while the media called him a jerk. And not knowing the whole scenario, now we understand Brian's mentality of protecting his son. Now, this part is something somewhat interesting because Brian Urlacher has been a self-claimant as a Republican and a Donald Trump supporter. Now, what he posted, this was about a couple months ago, and I'm going to show you what he posted a couple days. So Brian Urlacher tweeted this a couple days ago. Brett Favre played the Monday Night Football game the day his dad died, threw 4 touchdowns in the first half, and was alleged for playing in the face of advisory. NBA players boycott the playoffs because a dude reaching for a knife wanted on a felony sexual assault warrant was shot by police. Then he also liked this photo. As you can see, it says here that Brian Urlacher liked free Kyle Rittenhouse. Urlacher was at the White House for some reason like a week ago after his brother was indicted as a part of a mob-linked gambling ring. This is August 27th. It says here Casey Urlacher, brother of Brian Urlacher, Hall of Famer, charged with Chicago cop and 8 others in the sport gambling business. He was trying to get Casey to, be acquitted by President Trump. Now, look. And then Matt Forte wrote. So Matt Forte wrote this: acknowledge racism and injustice, but instead choosing to place their energy into justifying by its quickly judging the victims like as if they themselves are more valuable because their sins are different and were not caught by man. But God sees all. And then he tweets to Brian Urlacher and the racism and injustice. The interesting part in this is that, Brian Urlacher has a right to have an opinion of his own, and so does Matt Forte, and so does the Chicago Bears and NFL. And, what the Chicago Bears did was just. What Matt Forte did was just. I thought it was pretty good to look. You got to be fair to both sides. Brian has a right to have his opinion. Matt Forte has a right to his opinion, and everyone has a right to have their opinion. Now, dragging us into the NFL is unfortunate because everyone's going through coronavirus, and basically we're just wanting to crave football, and football starts basically in 8 days from now. Today is September the 2nd, 2020. September 9th, 2020, the Houston Texans play against the Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and Pat Mahomes. The interesting part is, Urlacher always had some kind of great play that he always did in every game. And to have this, I hope this doesn't tarnish his career, and as a person, as a father, and as a husband. Brian has a right to have his opinion, and if the Bears want to stay away from it, they have every right to do that too. But to call out people and call out race and everything, that's not what it should be about. Brian should not be demonized with his opinion, nor Matt Forte. It's an unfortunate event that has happened in this whole year in the United States and throughout the world. And I think if we just concentrate on football and being safe, not just to the players, but to the coaching, their staff, everybody's family members, and play a clean game of football, I think this will all somewhat kind of die off. Now, I understand about the kneeling scenario and everything, and I'm not going to give out my opinion because one side or the other, I'm going to be demonized from it. And I also want to follow safely what YouTube rules and everything and the regulations. But I will tell you one thing: Brian plays with his heart on his sleeve, and so does Matt. Those are the two guttiest guys that I've seen in the football field. Also including Jay Cutler, and I don't know if you knew Jay Cutler and his wife is getting divorced, and you got all of that scenario. And Brian has defended Jay, saying that he's one of the toughest football players. And look, these are guys in their 30s and 40s. We should be worried about not past Bears players, but now who's going to be the quarterback? Is going to be Trubisky or Foles? I honestly hope that Trubisky gets it because he does need redemption. And if that doesn't go good, we always have Foles to fall on. What they could do is, if none of them work, let go of Trubisky next year, obviously. You don't give him the fifth-year option like they did. Trade Foles away and redo this again. And I guess if they are going to do that, it's not going to be the same coaching staff. They're probably going to get rid of the manager and fire him, which I think they should. It's nothing against Trubisky. It's nothing against Nagy. It's Ryan Pace. And I think if you put Ryan Pace in the general manager position when he was a Phil Emery before, Urlacher would have got that 1 to 2 year contract. I think Ryan Pace would have been that respectful towards Urlacher, and rightfully so. I have never seen a player play in defense as impact as Urlacher has. And I'm 40 years old. I mean, as a person, as a player, I'm not saying that as a team. And he deserves all the credit with his God-given talents. And he needs to be deserved the respect for his opinion as well as Matt Forte's opinion. Do we have a race issue? Yeah, we do. Personally, I know this. I'm of European descent, but also being Latin. And people don't consider that being Caucasian or white. You're other. You're brown skin or you're whatever. They don't even know that. Well, my mom's family's from Puerto Rico, that it is part of the United States. You don't need a visa or passport to enter. It's a commonwealth, like no difference as the U.S. Marianas or Hawaii and Alaska was before, or even the Philippines if you go prior to 1946. And, the sad part is this is what America is today. Both sides are in fault. Both sides are wrong. It's time to think about what we're doing to ourselves. Getting rid of history and statues is not going to get rid of history just because you don't like what history has done for you in your past. But learn from it and make itself a better history so you can pass it down to your family. My family, they never settled in New England. My dad's side, I'm the first generation being born here. My dad was born in Brazil. And, and my mom's family's been in Puerto Rico since 1492, but God forbid you say that. Everybody wants to burn you for it. And, I'm proud to say that my family are descendants of explorers and conquistadors, including Christopher Columbus, and them tearing up the statue and other statues, whether if it's of any race, is wrong because that's our history. And to do this to Brian Urlacher is almost the same way. And look, if you want to be pissed, fine. Don't buy his jersey. But, don't let others deal with that. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I think Urlacher deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves a Super Bowl or 2 or 3 for sure. Never got that chance. And I think they got screwed over by the NFL too. They wanted the Colts to win. I know Grossman wasn't that good enough in that game to win against the Colts and that Super Bowl down in Miami. So nor was the defense too. So can't blame it all on the quarterback. And this is my opinion. Please respect it. I don't want garbage being written in comments. We're all Bears fans. And look, we all love and care for Brian Urlacher and Matt Forte and all, including Jay Cutler. They were our heroes when they played. They played the best intent to win the game, not to lose the game. I'll give them all the credit in the world. And Jay never threw the ball to Brian. That would have been cool though. I think Urlacher looks better being bald without hair. That's the funny part. I never thought I would say that, but Urlacher looks tough as nails with his bald head. But yeah, where the Bears are now, hopefully we'll get back to swing of things and win a playoff game or two and eventually go to Super Bowl and win it, kind of like what the Cubs did a couple years ago. So let me know, post a comment below. Take care. God bless. Be safe. Please wear a mask. And please be appropriate and don't give Packer fans a hard time about what's going on and vice versa. We're all going through this virus issue and craziness issue, what's going on with everything else. As Americans and as decent human beings, we need to love and take care of each other, not cause havoc and racial issues. That's my opinion. And be nice to people. Always smile and open the door to people, okay? Even if it's a Packers fan. I know this sounds nuts to say it, but look, we're all going through this. Every human being in the world is. Bear down, guys, and can't wait for kickoff for next Thursday. Take care now.